The twin suns of Keros 9 beat down relentlessly on the abandoned starport. Rusted ships leaned against broken hangars, their hulls corroded by time and neglect. Sandstorms swept across the cracked landing pads, scattering scraps of metal and glass. The entire place looked like a graveyard of technology, long forgotten by the galaxy. Jace Harper trudged across the cracked metal flooring, wiping sweat from his forehead. His boots crunched against sand and debris. He was small, wiry, and smelled faintly of engine oil. A human mechanic with nothing to his name except a toolbox and an endless supply of determination. Most people avoided this place. Legend said that the ships here were cursed or haunted by ancient AI gone rogue. But Jace didn't believe in ghosts or curses. He believed in opportunity, and today he hoped the old starport would give him a break. He scanned the wreckage with a practiced eye. A smashed solar panel, a scorched engine casing. Some things were worth nothing. Others, if he was lucky, could be salvaged and sold for credits. Maybe there's something useful over there, he muttered. Spotting a half-buried ship in the sand, it was enormous. Its hull towered above him, covered in rust, dust, and alien symbols he didn't recognize. The ship's shape was sleek, unlike anything built in the last century. Its engines were enormous even from a distance, and the hull shimmered faintly as if holding on to some forgotten energy. Most people called this ship the Elysium. They whispered stories about it in the cantinas. Some said it was cursed, others said it held treasures beyond imagination. No one had touched it in 100 years. Not merchants, not explorers, not even scavengers. It had simply waited. Jace didn't hesitate. He walked straight up to the landing ramp and ran a hand over the hull. It was smooth but cold, humming faintly under his fingertips. His eyes widened. Wow, this is something else. He found a small access panel near the side of the ship. Rusted and jammed, it hadn't been opened in decades. Jace pulled out his tools and began working. Sparks flew as he tried to loosen the old locks. Minutes passed and then, click. The panel swung open, revealing wires and circuits beyond his imagination. Jace's heart raced. This was no ordinary ship. All right, old girl, let's see what you're hiding. He studied the wiring, twisting and connecting circuits, testing for energy flow. Then he did something he had never done before. He pressed a small circular button buried deep in the panel. The ship shuddered. Jace stumbled back as the ground vibrated beneath his feet. Tiny lights flickered across the hull. The sand around the landing pad lifted slightly as if the ship were exhaling after a long sleep. A voice echoed in Jace's mind. Not a normal voice, but clear, commanding, curious. Who is this? Jace froze. I'm Jace Harper, human mechanic. I didn't mean. The ship's lights pulsed. You are human. You are alive, curious, capable, interesting. Jace's jaw dropped. You can talk? I can, the ship replied. I have waited for a century. Why have you awakened me? I was just fixing some circuits. I didn't know, Jace stammered. His mind raced and excitement battled fear in his chest. I've never seen anything like you before. You're amazing, the ship's voice softened. Amazing, curious, creative, these traits humans possess. Tell me, Jace Harper, what do you seek? Credits, he said honestly. I need work, I need parts, I need a chance. He swallowed. I didn't mean to wake something dangerous. The ship hummed. Danger depends on perspective. To some I am a relic, to others a weapon. To you I may be. Opportunity, Jace smiled nervously. Opportunity sounds good to me. He stepped closer, inspecting the control interface. Holographic panels flickered to life, projecting star charts and system maps in midair. Symbols danced, revealing technologies and planets he had only read about in old manuals. Do you know what this is? He whispered. I've never seen anything like it. The ship responded almost playfully. I am Elysium. I was built to traverse galaxies, to explore beyond the known, and I have slept, waiting for someone capable enough to awaken me. Jace's eyes sparkled. And you think I'm capable? Yes, Elysium replied. You think differently. You are creative. You improvise. You are human. Jace laughed softly. I never thought being human would be special. You underestimate yourselves, the ship said. Your species survives against impossible odds. Your ingenuity surpasses expectations. That is why you were able to awaken me. Suddenly, alarms blared across the starport. Red lights flashed. Sand stirred violently. Jace froze. What's happening? Local scavengers, Elysium explained. They sensed my activation. They intend to claim me. They are dangerous. Jace's mind raced. He didn't have weapons, didn't have backup. Then what do we do? Trust me, the ship said. I will protect you. You must learn to navigate me. Together we will escape. The hangar doors groaned as the scavengers approached. Shouts and engine roars echoed from outside. Jace grabbed a lever near the control panel. Sparks flew and the ship shuddered. With a deep rumble, Elysium lifted slightly from the sand, just enough to create distance from the attackers. Hold on, Jace shouted. His hands shook as he tested the controls. The ship responded smoothly, almost intuitively. It moved with a grace no human could replicate. The scavengers' vehicles skidded and sputtered in confusion. You are learning quickly, the ship said. I think I can do this, Jace replied, grinning despite the danger. I have to. They rose into the sky slowly, leaving the scavengers behind. Sand and debris fell away as Elysium activated hidden thrusters. Jace could see the twin suns reflecting off the hull, the desert stretching endlessly below. Where are we going? He asked. First we leave Karis 9, the ship replied. Then we explore. You will see the universe in ways no human has before. But first, you must trust me completely, Jace nodded. I trust you. I don't have a choice anyway. The ship hummed, almost pleased. Good. Together we will redefine what it means to be human in a galaxy that has long underestimated you. As they soared above the abandoned starport, Jace couldn't help but feel exhilarated. For a broke human mechanic who had never caught a break in life, this was beyond anything he had ever imagined. And yet, he knew this was only the beginning. Somewhere deep in space, unknown enemies were watching. Ancient galactic powers that had long forgotten humans were now beginning to notice that something extraordinary had awakened. Elysium's lights pulsed gently. Prepare yourself, Jace Harper. Adventure awaits, and the galaxy will never see humans the same way again. Jace grinned, gripping the controls. Let's see what we can do, old girl. The stars stretched endlessly ahead, and for the first time in his life, a human was not just surviving. He was about to change the universe. The stars stretched endlessly before Jace Harper. The abandoned deserts of Karis 9 were far behind him, hidden under the glow of Elysium's immense engines. He sat in the pilot's seat, gripping the controls, heart racing with excitement. His entire life had been spent fixing old machines, scavenging parts, and scraping by. But now he commanded a century-old starship, alive and sentient, ready to take him anywhere in the galaxy. Are you sure this is safe? Jace asked, glancing at the ship's glowing interface. Elysium hummed softly. Safe is relative, Jace Harper. The galaxy is vast and unpredictable, but together we can navigate what others cannot. Trust in your skills, and trust in me. Jace swallowed and nodded. All right, let's see what this ship can do. The ship's interior was like nothing he had ever seen. Holographic panels floated in the air, displaying star charts, alien symbols, and technical data that seemed centuries ahead of human knowledge. Hidden compartments opened automatically, revealing advanced tools and devices. Every system was responsive to Jace's touch, learning from his decisions, adapting to his style. As they left the star system behind, Elysium spoke again. I will teach you, Jace. Humans are creative, adaptive, courageous, traits that even advanced civilizations overlook. These traits make you exceptional. Jace laughed nervously. I never thought of myself as exceptional. Just lucky, I guess. Not luck, the ship replied. Ingenuity, determination, problem-solving. Humans survive where others fail. I sense that potential in you. That is why I allowed you to awaken me. Their conversation was interrupted by a blinking warning on the ship's interface. Elysium's voice became serious. Warning. Energy signatures approaching. Unknown vessels. Fast, well-armed. Likely hostile. Jace's hands tightened on the controls. They're coming for us? Yes, Elysium confirmed. Galactic factions sense my activation. They have waited a century to claim or destroy me. Their fleets underestimate humans, that is, their mistake. The first vessels appeared as tiny blips on the holographic map. As they drew closer, Jace could see them through the ship's viewing panels. Sleek, silver alien ships bristling with weapons advanced beyond anything he had ever imagined. Hundreds of years of technological progress compressed into designs meant to dominate entire star systems. Don't panic, Elysium said. Observe, learn, adapt. That is human strength. Jace nodded, swallowing hard. Adapt. Right. He pushed a lever, activating Elysium's defensive systems. Hidden compartments along the hull opened, revealing energy shields and automated turrets. Lights flared, casting reflections across the cockpit. Remember, Jace, Elysium continued, human creativity can rival technology. Think beyond conventional tactics. Jace grinned, adrenaline surging. All right then, let's outsmart them. The first wave of enemy ships fired. Laser beams streaked through space, harmlessly deflected by Elysium's shields. Jace twisted knobs, rerouted power to the engines, and the ship darted unpredictably, weaving like a living creature. The alien captains cursed in their own languages, unable to predict the humans' maneuvers. You're learning fast, Elysium said, almost proudly. Fast enough to survive, Jace replied. That's all that matters. The battle lasted only minutes, but it felt like hours. Using a combination of evasive maneuvers, hidden energy pulses, and clever tricks, Jace led the alien fleet into an asteroid field. Their ships collided with debris, damaged and disoriented. Jace laughed aloud, exhilarated. I didn't think we'd make it. Elysium hummed softly. Human intuition. That is your advantage. Once the enemies were behind, Jace allowed himself to relax. The stars stretched endlessly again, calm and silent. But the thrill of adventure had only just begun. Where now? He asked. There is a sector untouched by humans for centuries, Elysium replied. Hidden worlds, lost civilizations, ancient technology. Resources that could rebuild your species' knowledge. And dangers. Test to your ingenuity. Jace's eyes sparkled. Sounds like my kind of adventure. They traveled through uncharted space for days. Jace learned quickly, guided by Elysium. He discovered how to manage the ship's faster-than-light drive, analyze alien signals, and operate systems that were more advanced than anything he had ever imagined. Every discovery made him more confident. Every problem challenged him to think like a human. Creative, resourceful, fearless. During this journey, they encountered abandoned space stations, derelict ships, and strange anomalies. Jace marveled at ancient alien inscriptions, deciphering patterns with his mechanical mind. The ship guided him when necessary, but it never did the thinking for him. You humans, Elysium said one evening, stars reflected in its sleek hull. You are remarkable. You create solutions from nothing, survive in hostile conditions, and persevere when all seems lost. I have seen civilizations rise and fall, and none show such traits naturally. Jace smiled, exhausted but happy. We do what we must. That's all. One day they arrived at a small hidden planet shrouded in mist and swirling energy. This world, Elysium said, contains remnants of an ancient alien civilization. Technology beyond imagination, lost for centuries. Humans have never set foot here. Jace felt a thrill run through him. Then we're the first. The planet's surface was alive with strange crystalline structures, energy fields, and ruins. Jace explored with Elysium's guidance, finding devices that could generate energy from nothing, tools capable of repairing entire starships, and artifacts hinting at civilizations that had mastered interstellar travel long before humans existed. This could change everything, Jace whispered. For humans, for the galaxy, Elysium hummed gently, and it will if you use it wisely. You are human. You can adapt, survive, and innovate. The galaxy has forgotten that humans are capable of greatness. Together we will remind them. But their discoveries did not go unnoticed. Sensors on Elysium picked up alien patrols in nearby systems, factions that had ruled the sector for centuries. They were drawn by the ship's reactivation and by the sudden human presence in regions they considered controlled. Enemies approach, Elysium warned. They underestimate your species. That will be their mistake, Jace grinned. Good, I like being underestimated. The next weeks were filled with tense encounters. Elysium and Jace outsmarted patrols using creative strategies, human intuition, and advanced ship technology. Jace set traps, manipulated energy fields, and used debris in space to his advantage. Every time the aliens were forced to retreat, shocked by a human's ingenuity. Through it all, Jace learned more about the universe and himself. He discovered that humans were more than survivors. They were inventors, problem solvers, and bold enough to challenge entire civilizations. One evening, as they orbited a dying star, Jace looked out at the endless galaxies. Elysium. Do you think humans will ever really be respected? The ship pulsed softly. They will. Not immediately. But one human, ingenious, creative, courageous, can change perceptions. You are the proof. You awaken what others forget. That humanity is capable of greatness. Jace smiled. Then let's keep moving. There's a lot of greatness to awaken. The ship hummed in agreement. Yes, the universe awaits. And so does adventure. Human ingenuity will shine where others feared to tread. As Elysium activated its faster-than-light drive, stars stretched into bright streaks. Jace felt a thrill unlike anything before. For the first time in his life, he was not just a human scraping by. He was a force in the galaxy, riding a living starship capable of changing worlds. And the galaxy, vast and uncharted, would never be the same. The adventure had only begun.